Firefighters are the latest group of emergency service workers to vote in favour of industrial action.
Members of the Fire Brigades Union said they'll give the government until next week to come up with a revised pay offer before announcing strike dates.
Oh, joining us now to discuss this is a firefighter and a trade unionist, Paul Embery. Paul, what are your chances of getting a deal in the next week? They haven't given in to anybody else, so they're not going to do it with you guys either, are they?
Good morning, Eamon and Isabel. Perhaps not, but I think the responsible thing for the union to do is to at least give the employers and the government the opportunity to come up with some more money. I mean, this dispute really has been rumbling on for several months now, and during that time, the union has given every opportunity really to the employers and the government to make a fair pay offer. They haven't done so yet, but perhaps the decisive ballot result that came through yesterday will focus their minds a bit more, will give the union a little bit more leverage inside those negotiations. And, you know, I'm certain that the responsible thing for the employers and the government to do would be to table a decent offer. If they do that, the strike won't happen.
Well, let's get into the nitty-gritty. You were offered 5% in November last year. You've rejected that. So what is it? What number are you after? Where will you settle? Because as you know, and you only have to look at the papers, the country is in economic dire straits. The Treasury have an absolute nightmare with all of the public sector asking for more money, and we've got inflation at record high levels.
Well, my union, unlike some other unions, hasn't put a specific figure on the claim. What the Fire Brigades Union has said is, look, you need to make an offer to firefighters that is reflective, number one, of the current cost of living crisis and takes account of the cost of living crisis. But much more than that, Isabel, actually takes account of the fact that since 2010, firefighters' pay in real terms has gone down by something like £12,000. Now, that is in many respects financially an acute situation for firefighters. I've been a firefighter for 25 years, and firefighters are currently saying to me things that they've never said to me before. At Christmas time, they were saying they were struggling to buy their kids Christmas presents, many of them struggling to pay their mortgages and energy bills. And there's just a sense really among my colleagues that enough is enough, that you know, nobody wants to strike. As a firefighter, it's the last thing you want to do. But if you've been given an offer that really doesn't take account of the really precarious situation you're in financially, you feel that you're left with little option but to take that action, sadly.
But Paul, everything with this is all right. People will be saying, yeah, OK, yeah, you're entitled to do this and whatever, and good luck to you. It's all right until it goes all wrong and something bad predicates against you guys. And I mean, look at all those forest fires that we had last summer. And that has to be on any responsible negotiator's mind, any responsible government's mind in terms of how much firefighters were needed and were stretched around the country last summer. But all you need is one bad thing to go against you, one fire, one fatality, and it all backfires. Public sympathy leaves you, does it not?
Well, what I would say is it's always an agonising decision for any firefighter, for any emergency service worker to withdraw their labour and take strike action. It's not why you join the service in the first place. You join the service to protect people. You feel that sense of duty, that moral obligation to the public. However, there are times, I think, in any emergency service worker's career where you feel that you're being treated so badly and so unfairly that you have little option but to withdraw your labour. And you do go through, and I've been on strike before as a firefighter, and you go through anguish when you make that decision. It's really not something that you want to do. I mean, in terms of public support, I mean, I think by and large the public are with us. They've been with us in previous disputes. I think people can see the case that we've got. When you join the fire service, you earn £11 an hour. That's just £1.50 above the minimum wage. That's the difficulty of being a firefighter financially today. Now, I know some people are in an even worse boat, but I don't think you address that by having a race to the bottom. I think you address that by giving people fair pay across the board.
And always worth remembering, how very dangerous most situations on an everyday basis that firefighters go into. My brother recently trained as a volunteer firefighter. I've always had a healthy respect for fire brigade men and women, but now I have a newfound respect. I mean, the training that goes into that and the skills and the risk involved, we should never forget that. So thank you very much for talking to you, Paul.